morning. Hope you're having a great day. A little cloudy here in Sault Ste. Marie, but we're going to spruce it up for you.
It's kind of gloomy.
It's kind of gloomy. Thank you huge to Casey Security for sponsoring the morning show for us all month long. We certainly appreciate it, you guys.
They're not gloomy.
At all, ever.
It's good for the eyes. Whenever it's a day like this, it's kind of rainy, I always think, but that's okay. The gardens and the plant need it, and it cleans everything up.
It's cold still. There was ice on my windshield. It's like, what? I had to start the car. I'm like, what? And when I got home yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm going to crank the heat up and crank the fan up just in case. And I thought, well, as if.
I know last night when I was going to bed, I was like, oh, it's
right?
I
know.
Lit the fireplace in the bedroom. It's like, oh
my gosh.
And then I woke up this morning sweating.
Nature.
Anytime Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm. It's the only time it's good to have hot flashes.
Does Jim go, oh, there's one. Oh,
Mama Furnace.
It's cheaper than having an electric blanket.
Well, seriously. Except then he's got to feed me, so I don't know about that. I don't know how much cheaper it is.
Forbes is announcing some very wealthy people.
Again, it's
Serena Williams is the first athlete to make Forbes' richest self-made woman list.
Oh, really?
Serena Williams is valued at $225 million. She's and it's more for her brand than her backhand.
Her tennis has been very, very good to her.
Yeah. So, and she's done all kinds of, she's got all kinds of branding out there, clothing lines and everything. But one of the coolest things is she's created this company called Serena Ventures. So she is going to fund and launch other companies, and her focus will be on women and minorities who want to start new companies up. So she's giving a leg up.
Isn't that awesome?
You know who else is really doing well for himself? Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah.
Hip-hop's first, wait for it, billionaire.
Oh, he's a bazillionaire.
Jay-Z is now a billionaire. Record label, clothing, champagne, cognac.
You'd think he'd do something with his hair.
Art, real estate, music streaming services. He started out in a very famous neighborhood in Brooklyn called, what's it called? It's called the Marcy Housing Project. Apparently it's really nasty.
Oh, really?
He was a drug dealer before he was a musician.
Holy moly.
And then after 14 #1 albums, 22 Grammys, and in the last 10 years, he's had over $500 million in pre-tax earnings.
Whoa, that's...
Jay-Z is a billionaire.
Wow, you know what? I guess you could say that Beyonce married him for his money, although... I'm sure she's a millionaire, right?
She's got to be.
You would think.
And she's branding too now, isn't she?
Those poor kids don't have a chance.
Maybe they can afford to shop at Costco now.
Yes, Costco.
Okay, here's a story for you. Somebody went... So Costco is, of course, the U.S. warehouse club retailer. I did not know that Costco was U.S. based, actually.
Oh, no?
No, but they are, obviously, now. So anyway, their quarterly sales got a boost. This quarter, somebody purchased a $500,000 diamond.
What?
There it is.
What?
It is a 10.03 carat VS1 clarity, one color, so like primo,
yes.
diamond platinum solitaire ring. The retail value of $419,999.99.
At Costco?
At Costco. Now, I was just at Costco on Friday, and I bought paper towels and coffee. So
2 for me.
I really helped out the quarterly sales as well, because paper towels, that's like $38 for 2 things of paper towels. And
it's expensive.
I bought coffee for both of us. That was $80 for coffee.
Yeah.
So you know what? I did my part for Costco.
Way to go, man.
Thank you very much.
Costco loves you, Tim. I don't know if I would buy an engagement ring from Costco.
But I mean, if you look at the quality, when they say VS1 clarity and one color,
that's pristine.
And that's also pristine. Like, you can't lie about that stuff.
No, you can't. You can't fake that.
Costco.
Clarity is key. Color is important, but clarity in a diamond is key. If you with those little kamasabas there that they look at it, if you can look right through it, it's like, made by the angels.
Well,
at Costco.
Somebody actually said online, they was like, Do they know the background of that diamond? Was it made by the angels, or was it stolen from some country with people laboring that, I don't know.
Although Costco's not going to take a chance, right, on black market diamonds.
I don't know where the diamond came from. All I know is I wish I owned it.
Me too.
I love diamonds.
Me too. I love diamonds.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yes, they are. Hey, Lady Gaga, imagine you're having dinner.
I haven't heard from her lately.
I know.
She hasn't called, she hasn't written.
She's busy in Vegas, you know how it goes, yeah.
Oh, she's doing her two Vegas shows.
Yes.
Tell me.
So, around midnight last night, she walks into a diner. Sounds like a joke, doesn't it?
Gaga walks into a diner around midnight.
Yeah. And she sang with the band, the house band, for an hour and a half.
Come on,
and you got to see. You know what? Try and find that video, because what she's wearing is like a dress with a split like up to her armpit, basically, and the way she moves around when she's dancing and stuff, you can see
just like that.
See-ness.
Gaga looks just like that.
Yeah, she looks just like that. But stunning. So imagine the guy. He must have been. It's
kind of like A Star Is Born, where the guy who plays the big rock singer shows up in the bar in the gay bar where she's singing and gets up on stage with her and sings or whatever.
I bet you.
Didn't that happen?
Yeah, I bet you that's kind of.
He just showed up and watched her. No, he didn't perform with her.
No.
But he called her on stage like that.
Yes.
Anyway, that's pretty cool. She seems like the kind of woman who'd do that, though. Like, just out for a good time with
And then she said, well, this is turning out to be pretty SH.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of really effing irresponsible of me. I guess she realizes, you sing for an hour and a half and you're Lady Gaga, you could make $1 bazillion. And she just kind of went up and played.
Oh, that's true. And people pay in Vegas like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Good for her, though.
And imagine if you went to see Lady Gaga and you paid like $2,000 for a seat, and then you go to a bar after and she's up there and you didn't even pay a cover and she's singing with a band.
Right. I wonder if I could make money not singing in Vegas. Right?
Well, I pay you not to sing here.
Yeah, you do. Not enough.
Okay, I would consider. Okay, one thing in your city that you would consider banning. That's a question that's going around right now. I would ban your singing.
No singing for you.
Is there something that you would ban in Sault Ste. Marie if you could, other than cars, because that's too easy?
Opioids.
Aren't they banned? You mean like?
Yeah.
Aren't they banned?
Well, they're banned, but I mean, I would, like, if I'm banning them, I would make sure there's no such thing.
Okay.
Or
I don't think that's the way this goes.
Or
I mean, that's well intentioned, but I don't think that's the whole.
Or goose poop in the park.
You would ban goose poop.
No goose pooping in the park.
Well, then you're gonna
put a diaper on that bird, man.
Put a diaper on your bird, baby.
Right?
Yeah, I've always said, I find it interesting that you can't feed a pigeon in Sault Ste. Marie. That's against the law.
Oh,
but
I didn't know that. I hate pigeons. I don't feed pigeons.
I had a pet pigeon. Be nice.
Yes, I know you did.
Pidge.
Creative, huh?
Yeah, but what was I going to say?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
We're talking about pigeon. You can feed birds in Sault Ste. You can't. It's not allowed to feed a pigeon. There's a bylaw that says you can't feed pigeons in Sault Ste. Marie.
Can you shoot it and eat it?
I would think so, because that's squab.
Okay.
But you can't feed them. But in the meantime, feed the geese all you want, and they poop. There's
everywhere.
I always say there's kids running around the Queen Elizabeth schoolyard, and they've got goose poop in their ears. It's so deep.
What would you ban in the city?
Smoking outdoors.
Oh, smoking like outdoors?
All together.
Stop it.
Sit in your car and do your windows up, or go in your house and shut your doors.
What? You can't stop me from smoking in my backyard.
Then don't blow it in my yard. I would ban smoking outdoors.
You would, eh?
I would say everybody has to smoke. If you want to smoke, keep the smoke to yourself. Go in a room, shut the door, breathe it all in. Breathe in the stuff you breathe in, and breathe in the stuff you breathe out. Just keep breathing it in. You want to have all you want.
Smoke. Do your own secondhand smoke. I think in Petoskey downtown you can't smoke outside.
Really?
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
I would ban it in certain areas then. Of course, it's banned in parks, which is great.
Yes, yeah. It's all they're working on it.
You know what though? Like seriously, I sit in my car behind another, and I'm an ex-smoker. My father would always say there's nothing worse than an ex-smoker.
Reformed smoker.
Yeah. So I'll sit in my car now because I'm hypersensitive now that I quit. I mean, 27 years I smoked, but I quit 14 years ago, and still I can be in a car, and if you blow your smoke out your car window, I can smell it in my car.
Oh, stop it! You cannot.
I can absolutely. The other day I was sitting in my car, I had my windows up, and I was like, somebody just exhaled in the car in front of me. Sure enough, I see the cigarette come out the window. It comes in through my system. I can smell it.
Wow, you are hypersensitive.
I am.
I thought you were just hyper.
I'm hyper about the show today. Stay with us. We have 2 great interviews coming up, and Luann has the news on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Thousands of people across the country take part in the Canadian Cancer Society's Relay for Life. So join the Relay for Life, and together, let's make a difference.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Listen to them. Children of the night.
Alive! He's alive!
I am joined again by Julie Primo. Welcome back.
Thanks, Tim.
Wait, what am I going to do without you now that the bucket list ball has ended?
I think you'll be okay. I hope.
No,
I'm hoping.
I think that we need to do. Okay, what's the next thing for Arch? But first of all, let's
We'll
let's
talk about what's coming up. We have lots coming up.
Let's talk about what just happened.
Yes.
Okay. It's just funny to think that it's only the 2nd annual bucket list ball, because I was telling you before the show, you guys have done such a great job with branding this thing.
Oh, thank you.
That it's just all over the place, and you hear about it all over, so it feels like it's been around a lot longer than it has. But this is only year 2.
Yes. So it is an amazing event. I think it's partly because we have our bucket listers bucket listing all year.
That's true. So
yeah, and we are really trying to inspire everyone. Like we said, the purpose of the event is to do what you want to do now.
Live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And give back too. Right?
Absolutely. So this is it is a fundraiser, a charity fundraiser, and the event was absolutely amazing. So I'd love to tell you more about it.
Let's talk a little bit about the difference between last year and this year. Some of the things you learned last year that were different this year. One of them was no longer a raffle. Instead, tell me that story.
So last year we did a raffle, and our city is absolutely amazing for licensing and fundraising. But we did decide this year to move it to a silent auction, and it was a live, not live, but it was a bucket listing silent auction.
Okay.
So as we talked about last time, it was things like rock climbing, paddle boarding,
right,
experiences. And so we made $5,000 in year 1 off the raffle, approximately. And then this year, by moving to a silent auction, we were able to fundraise over $10,000.
So you doubled just from the fundraising at the event itself. Because I mean, there is a lot of overhead. People may not know who don't organize events like this. There are a lot of overhead costs when it comes to things like raffles. There's printing, there's licensing, there's all of that stuff that we talked about.
Absolutely.
So you're cutting away from the profit.
Yeah.
But with the silent auction, it's all donation, everything is there. And you know what, people I don't think realize also the what those people are doing who are donating those prizes, that they're taking nothing, right? So that's out of their pockets. These businesses are donating stuff that's their bread and butter.
So what's incredible is our silent auction from local businesses, we actually received $15,000.
In value.
That was the value.
Wow.
So the other thing.
So the people who bid on the item still got great deals. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think the other part of that too is like if you're at a raffle, you may pick an item that you may not use.
Right.
So the benefit of a silent auction too is I do believe the people who pick the item are actually going to perhaps use the item a little bit more.
Or at least gift it to somebody, right?
Yes, definitely.
Think, I could, if I win this, I'll give it to so and so, which is another great thing to think about when you're going to these things. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the people in your lives who might want that. You could buy it and give it as a Christmas gift or something. Right?
Absolutely, it's kind of like one of my secret ways of gift giving. Is I actually love silent auctions at all events. They're so much fun.
You're doing great fundraising, and you're also giving lovely gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the attendance. How was it this year?
Yeah, so we were at a packed house. I want to say 390, which is pretty
That's more
much.
Than last year.
Yes, we're up about 40 to 50. That's about as big as it can get.
Sold out. Look at this beautiful video.
So I like videos, so I'd love to talk about it. So the Reptiles donated all of their time. They were our live band. As you can see, our presenting sponsor was Mio's.
Yes.
He was our title sponsor. There's always like funny stories that no one knows what can happen. So the machine shop didn't have enough black chair covers. So we actually had to beg Ken and Lee.
Oh, from the Grand Gardens?
Yep, so they were kind enough to share 260 black chair covers with us. Flowers with Flair were our centerpiece sponsor. So the centerpieces are gorgeous. So they pretty much donated all of that to the event. I'm on stage with Ellie.
Look, there you are.
Yeah, I'm on stage with Ellie. So this is right at the opening. The machine shop is so absolutely gorgeous. Like
Look at that. People are dressed so beautifully. The gentleman in his tux there with a bow tie.
Yeah, it is a very fancy affair. You can dress down if you want, but I would say most of us really try to take advantage of the night and dress up as much as we can. In year one big mistake Tim I did was wearing heels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you're running around all night, up and down stairs, up to the second level where a lot of stuff happens upstairs there.
So yeah, the biggest learning for me after year one was don't wear heels. So I wore flats.
And so now let's talk about what did you raise?
Yeah, so we need to do final numbers, but I believe we're going to come in between 29,000 and 31,000 net.
Okay, and that's
which is amazing.
That's amazing, and it's also pretty much a target for you guys on events like this, isn't
exactly.
it? Yeah.
Yes, it would. I think like the biggest thing is if you don't have the title sponsor, if you don't have Reptiles donating the band, if you don't have the machine shop giving us an amazing deal on the meal, George from Crank Sound, all of our live bucket listers donating their time and their space. Really, the event would not make what it makes.
That's Sault Ste. Marie. That's the community, right?
So 30,000 for us is absolutely amazing. We still have to get to that 750, but it gets us way closer. And I think the beauty of this event is every year is a little bit different. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people, great energy in the room. It's one of my favorite events.
Did you do the videos again this year of the bucket listers on the big screen? Because that was one of my favorite parts last year. I couldn't go this year because
So that's one thing I think we're going to have to bring back, because what we did is we put it in a media room.
Okay.
And
so people could go and watch.
And we had popcorn and like bucket seats, and it was more like a live cinema.
That's cool though.
Yes, we tried that, but several people did say they did enjoy watching them during the meal.
Well, I just found it was really inspiring, and also it brings, I guess it can get really emotional too, and I love that. I love when there's a human element that really makes you go, wow, that affects you deeply.
So that's one thing that we did different from year one to year two that I've had some feedback that perhaps we should air the videos again. So I think we're going to find a way to creatively bring them back to the stage in year three. So we're committing to a year three.
Yes.
Yay! So it looks like it'll be the last Friday in May, perhaps. Like it looks like I think May 28th next year.
Okay.
I believe, but always that last Friday in May, and the first one was on June 1st. But
so now's the time. It's over. So now we have a year to start, and now's the time to start thinking about this.
Yes.
What do you want to do? What is something that you want to do in your life that you haven't done, that you put off, that you thought you could never do? Because bucket listers are always proving that you can do things you never thought you could do.
Absolutely.
So get out there, start thinking about, get some creative ideas, and then start a campaign. Get your friends to support support you. Let them know that you're going to be doing this for the bucket list ball, for the
Yes.
challenge, and raise some money and start now.
So to talk about our bucket listers, the cycle's coming back. So we're going to do the cycle on September 14th. So we're this year.
So is that the next major event then?
I'll go back, but I'll talk about cycle because it's one of our first bucket list events.
Cycle.
Cycle. Cycle.
Cycle. Like psycho, like me,
no, like like a bicycle. So last year our goal was $10,000, 100 people. Cycling 100K on the island. So we were able to raise 26,000. So our goal this year is 200 cyclists.
Okay.
And we're adding a 40K, going ahead again with a 70K and 100K. But we are hoping to grow the event in year 2. We have James O'Brien hiking the Camino in September, so you can still support James. He's one of our bucket listers. Carly Moss Bossio is an active bucket lister as well, so I'll invite her to come on the show sometime.
What does she do?
She made a goal of losing 100 pounds by December. So
these are cool.
So I'm calling it Get in the Best Shape of Your Life. Melanie and her husband are still doing RV for Change.
Okay.
She left September-ish of last year, sold her home. They've been living in an RV for a year. Yes.
This is a bucket list.
Yeah, so she's one of our bucket listers. So those 3, all of our campaigns are still open. And
they're already going.
Yeah, and then Sally and Tom, Sally Toivonen and Tom O'Flanagan, they're calling it their love story.
It is.
And they're hoping to raise $1,000 for their bucket list campaign.
For people who don't know the story.
It's beautiful.
Sally's husband, Alan, passed at Arch.
Yes.
In the Love and Care at Arch. And Tom's wife passed. And they fell in love. Tom and Sally fell in love, and they've been traveling. They're getting ready to travel the world together. Really, I mean, they go everywhere together. They're doing fun things.
Yeah, so it'd be. I think we can invite a few of the bucket listers perhaps on. And
absolutely,
that would be great.
What's the next event that we can do to support Arch, Julie?
We have Run the Great Lakes.
Oh my gosh!
Sunday.
That's this Sunday.
Yeah, you can also walk if you don't want to run.
Absolutely. And
kids event and adults. The kids event is 1
kilometer or 2 kilometer. It starts at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, and then the adult is 5K or 10K. Kids are allowed to do the 5K if they choose.
Absolutely.
And then on June 13th, there's a comedy show. Sue Blasters is putting on.
I'm talking to the comedian. I'm going to have him on. We're going to Skype with him.
Okay.
His name is Liam Kelly. And I'm going to Skype with Liam, and we're going to show that interview next on the Monday before his show. That's Thursday the 13th of June.
Tickets only $20.
Yeah, and it's all going.
$15.
$15 if it's going to Arch.
All the profit.
The entire proceeds go to Arch.
Which is amazing.
At Sue Blasters, right downtown, Sault Ste. Marie. Great night out.
And then Friday, Saturday of the Father's Day weekend is the Queen Street Cruise. This is, I believe, our 3rd year.
I'm having them on the show too.
Okay. And then Butterfly in July.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's okay. And then Reggie's Ride in August, which is a motorcycle event.
Yeah.
And then in September the 7th, we have a golf tournament, 14th cycle, and then we'll talk more about the rest after that.
You know what? You're amazing. Arch is amazing, and the people that are supporting Arch are incredible. And these events are fun. That's the great thing is that everything that you guys do is so much fun and so much like full of life and vitality, right?
Yes. So we're really hoping we'll get a good turnout for all the events. And you're right. I think one thing that's so important is with our events is we want to build community, support community, because we know we're open because of our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you that. We're gonna let's get past the $750,000 this year so that you have more.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna find you a sugar daddy too. All right. Listen.
Thanks, Tim.
No, Julie. Thank you. The bucket list ball again. It was a great success. Bucket listers, start thinking about your ideas and. And don't forget the Run for the Great Lakes. If you want more information, there's a website.
Absolutely, www.thegreatbucketlistchallenge.com.
Right, and there's a Facebook page for Run the Great Lakes. And also, if you want any more information, get down to the mall, go to the Shoe Fits, talk to Doug Richardson. He has all the information you need to know, and you can register down there too.
Perfect.
All right, thanks for being here, Julie.
Thanks, Tim.
We'll see you next time, and we'll be back with Luann right after this.
Thanks.
At 4:45 5, discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5 and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center.
Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true.
Well, apparently it's happening.
What?
The Norgoma is on the move.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's moving from Bunker.
Wait a minute,
Marina.
is that currently right now?
Yeah.
There's like a tug. It's really going.
Yeah, at this very moment.
I wish I could go see it.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a meeting at Parks Canada at 9:30.
Oh, perfect. You might see it in the locks, maybe. I don't know. It's going to Algoma Steel.
It does have to go through the locks.
Does it?
Doesn't it?
I don't know.
Yes. The docks at Algoma Steel are on the other side of the locks from downtown. Oh, the Norgoma has to go through the locks. Oh, it's kind of sad.
It is kind of. I hope nobody's on it.
Like
We'll
sleeping?
stow away. Like the other,
The other day, when one of the volunteers was on there trying to do work and they scared him, knocked the door down on him. I hope he's off the boat now.
I hope so too. So yeah.
It's the end of an era.
End of an era in Sault Ste. Marie. What's your take on that? Is it time?
I'm so torn.
Yeah, me too. I really am too.
And the reason I'm torn is not about the boat. It's about the people who volunteered. It's all about the people who tried to make a go of it, who just dedicated so many hours and really tried to make it work and really passionately cared about it. And
absolutely.
That's where
and they need to feel really good about that. Although they fought a good fight. Yeah, they fought a good fight. And you know what? Now I think it's time to move on now.
My issue remains accessibility. That boat was never going to be accessible to everybody, and I know that there's a lot of things in this life, in this world, in this city that still are inaccessible, but that needs to change, and I believe that we are changing that. We're trying our best. I mean, putting elevators in older buildings and stuff. These are all really essential things. That boat, there was no way they could ever make that vessel
not without
accessible.
Costing a ton of money.
So I guess to that extent, I think its time was up. And there was I think if you really polled the city, the majority of people did not support that boat being there.
Well, and you know what? I'm not from here, but I've lived in Sault Ste. Marie for 30 years. And until I got into news here in the Soo, I kind of didn't appreciate the historical value of it.
Yeah.
I do now. But I also see the other side of it, as far as money and maintenance, and they want to redo the marina, and it's in the way, you know. So it's tough. It's a tough situation.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
But
safe travels though today, I hope.
Yeah, really. Eh? Bon voyage.
Yes, bon voyage. You should have had you on the bow of it,
like Barbara Streisand. Or singing "Don't Rain on My Parade."
Yeah, or doing Titanic song.
Oh, year for the news.
I could be standing behind you, and you could be doing.
I'm king of the world.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not king of the world, but I'm king of ONNtv. And okay, the Empress is coming up next. News on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Lots of local stuff.
Yes, tons.
Tons. Okay, stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
With 3 brands to choose from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and CF Moto, visit one of our 4 showrooms today and speak with our knowledgeable, friendly, and enthusiastic staff who will be happy to help you with all of your motorsports needs.
Enjoy life, enjoy the ride, Bud Robinson Motorsports.
Planning stages for the revitalization of Bay Street could start as soon as today after Council voted 7-3 in favor of starting the project this year. Originally estimated at $4.94 million, the price grew to $7.4 million. Another unexpected $8.5 million plus was thrown at the project when only one tender was received by Pioneer Construction, more than $1 million above the latest estimate and about $2.5 million more than was anticipated. Despite that, Council decided it was important to move ahead with the project as opposed to waiting 1 to 3 years. In order to keep in line with available funds, proposed gathering locations, unit pavers in the boulevard, and concrete curbs around planters have all been removed, and the depth of planting bed soil has been reduced. With the reductions, the total tender value is now almost $6,800,000. Bay Street will be closed one block at a time this summer to allow changes like reducing the street from 4 lanes to 2, relocating and upgrading street lights, and streetscape improvements. City Council voted last night to allow city staff to investigate the implementation of fan-friendly pricing on both food and alcohol at the GFL Memorial Gardens for the 2019-2020 Sioux Greyhound season. A report to Council said a recent trend in Major League sports has been to implement fan-friendly pricing on the most popular menu items available at sporting events. Councillor Shoemaker moved the motion, saying he thinks this is a great way to increase revenue. Councillor Christian Christian said that he thought the motion recognizes that we have a lot of dedicated fans in the Soo. Councillor Hollingsworth voiced her support for the motion, but also urged Council to keep in mind that not all concession stands are open during concerts. A review will be conducted after the hockey season to determine the success of the fan-friendly pricing. A motor vehicle collision yesterday afternoon involving two vehicles on Highway 17 about 10 kilometers west of Nairn Centre claimed the lives of 3 people. A fourth was transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Highway 17 remained closed until early last evening while OPP investigators analyzed the accident scene. Our latest information is that no names have yet been released. Yesterday at noon, 20-year-old Shelby Speck was speaking with students at St. Mary's College about her experience with drug addiction and mental health. ONNtv was there to hear about her experiences.
So I'm a 3-year recovering drug addict, and I really believe I was given a second chance at life to help other people. So I really want to educate the youth and spread some drug awareness and stuff like that with them. I think just the fact that I wasn't myself anymore, that I was lying, stealing, I didn't care about my family, myself, just the whole drug world is just a really scary world. I was gonna die, honestly. I think that's one of the scariest parts. My family is my best friends in the world, and I really wanted to recover not only for myself but for them. And sober life is honestly so beautiful, and you start to learn about yourself and love yourself and see how, I wanted a future. Doing drugs, you had no future, but I wanted a future. I believe Emily totally saved my life. If I never got that phone call, today I wouldn't be standing here. I believe I would have been dead, but she never gave up on me, and she continued to encourage me and push me, and I think that's really important. So I think that phone call really changed my life for the better. Reach out. There's tons of help and resources and stuff like that, and believe in yourself. When you're ready, and you feel like you're ready, go right away, because it's really a small frame, and it's not going to be easy. The withdrawal is going to be awful and everything like that, but you can do it, and you're worth so much more than that.
So Shelby and I have spoken about her wanting to help the youth in the community. She's been sober now for 3 years. Obviously, being at Sault College and taking her program, we wanted to wait until the timing was good for her. Now that she's graduating, she had reached out to me about speaking to the youth in the high schools. I'm the high school liaison officer, so it actually worked out well. So today was a big day for her. Hopefully we can continue speaking at other high schools and reaching out to the youth in our community that way. Shelby's only 20 years old, so I'm hoping that the youth that she's reaching out to, because they're so close in age, that they hear her story, feel her story. I'm hoping that she can inspire as well. It's different when the police, I could do presentations all day long about, how bad drugs are for you, but her story, I feel it's real. She's been through it, and who better again to hear it from someone who's actually been through it. And Shelby really wants to help her community now. She wants to pay it forward, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's the success here. I was just a role in pushing her, but she's the hero in this one. She worked hard at it again, joining forces with her family. We're just a small part of the hard work that she actually.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify. When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive to the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatsioux.ca.
Happy Hug Your Cat Day.
I ain't hugging your cat.
Sometimes it's hard to hug a cat. If the cat doesn't feel like getting hugged, it could be trouble. So ask first. Wow. Always ask first. It's Happy Hug Your Cat Day, and it's also National Cheese Day.
All right, I can get into that.
Okay.
Totally.
Favorite
the cat's man.
Favorite kind of cheese?
Colby.
Isn't that kind of just like, oh?
Yeah. But I also love Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yes,
the real stuff. And blue cheese I like.
Oh, I can do blue cheese limited crumble.
Yeah, me too.
Sorta.
Not a ton. I wouldn't grab a chunk and take a bite.
I like the blue cheese crumbled with like a salad with apples and grapes and stuff in it. That's good.
Or blue cheese dressing is delish.
Kind of no. But for dipping.
Yeah.
Brie.
Oh, Brie's awesome.
I'm a Brie boy.
Yes.
Brie.
I have a Brie baker.
I also love Asiago on a sandwich. Sandwich. So same way you say sandwich, you say close the light, you say turn the TV.
And you say onion.
What?
Onion.
Who says onion?
Onion.
No, I was doing Italian things.
Oh.
Italians say turn the TV, close the light.
Frenchmen do that too.
Do they?
Yeah, turn off the TV, close the light.
They don't say turn off the TV, they turn the TV.
Oh.
Or means change the channel also. Turn the TV.
Oh, yeah. Mine and Mary used to say that. Sandwich.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice sandwich. Yeah. Okay. And also, it's Old Maid Day. Now, that's just wrong. That's wrong on so many counts because it's sexist and ageist. And we were talking.
Yes.
Okay, what would the counterpart be to an old maid if you're a man? Doesn't exist. There's no such thing.
There is no counterpart.
Because if you're a man and you're 96 years old, you're still a catch. As long as you have a pulse. Look at her. That is so wrong.
Right?
Now,
that's terrible.
You'd say, I guess.
What is that beside her?
A clock, like time is ticking.
Oh my, isn't that lovely?
That's terrible.
You better get married because you're gonna die.
That's just awful.
That's seriously.
So if you weren't an old maid and you're a guy, you're not married, you're likely a confirmed bachelor, which was the olden way of saying that you're gay.
You know what? We need to invent
a term. No.
How about old fart?
An old fart. That's
old
good.
fart.
I think we just get rid of old maids. Nobody needs that anymore.
Nobody needs that. Yeah. So what?
There's
Maybe
no
it's a decision that somebody made.
Anymore. It doesn't. Marriage doesn't make you whole.
Why would you get married if it's wrong? If it's not right, and then you end up getting divorced and you hurt your children?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why? What have you done? People?
Oh, stop it! Be an old maid.
And happy Canadian Environment Week.
Oh, it's the whole week.
We
have a big country.
No, there's like Clean Air Day. There's a whole bunch of different parts of Canadian Environment Week. But the best part of Canadian Environment Week was the interview that's coming up.
Oh, look at you. So smooth.
Smooth segue. Algoma University has an environmental sciences program that apparently, I started looking into it and I found it really interesting, and so I invited them on the show to talk about what the program is like, what you can do with a degree when you go there for that, and how we rate as a university. Because
you know what, that's a really good point. What do you do with a degree when you have one?
Where can you work after? If you study environmental sciences, obviously right now it's a hot button topic.
Yes.
The environment is crucial. But I'm just wondering what kinds of jobs, and they tell us, because I know this.
Does that mean you get to go to the parks and use one of those canes with a nail in it and pluck garbage into a bag? After a degree, that would be awesome.
Well, I suppose maybe you could also do that if you went to prison, but you decide. Anyway, it's a cool interview, and so there's a couple of faculty members from Algoma U coming up on Morning to Luann and Tim, and then what after that?
Oh, then we come back and say goodbye.
So stay tuned for the interview because it's really, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
See
Lots of really good local information at one of our post-secondary institutions. Right back.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today to help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument. Visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim, and joining me in the studio right now from the Environmental Sciences program at Algoma University, I have Jen and Bill. Thanks for being here. Jen and Bill are joining me because this week, the first week of June, is, what's it called? National Environment Week in Canada. And you make a living in the environment, sort of,
Yes,
kind
I
of. Environmental education. Well, you're originally from Nova Scotia?
I am.
Why did you decide to study environmental sciences, Jen?
Well, I was interested in working outdoors.
Okay.
And doing something where I could follow that passion. And I got into biology as an undergraduate because
Okay.
I was really excited about doing work with a professor who inspired me. And through working with her, Colleen Barber, I embarked on this path.
Wow, okay. So now what about you? What's your story, Bill? You're from the Sioux originally?
Yep, I'm from the Sioux originally. I actually went to Algoma University for a year.
Right.
And I got interested in environmental studies back in high school. I was part of an environmental club, and we actually did a trip around Lake Superior where we gave presentations to local high schools. But it wasn't really until I was working at Nipissing University that I met a professor that really, his work was really fascinating, working with fish and how they perceive the environment and how contaminants affect how they perceive their environment. And so I followed him out to Thunder Bay, to Lakehead, and I started down this path of just working with the environment and how contaminants affect
You
fish.
have a specialization in what's it called, toxicology?
I do aquatic ecotoxicology.
Aquatic ecotoxicology.
Yep.
I don't want to play Scrabble with you. Okay. So basically about the ecosystem in the water.
Yeah, and so the idea between ecotoxicology is we look at ecosystems in normal natural environments, and then we look at how contaminants impair those environments, how they kill the fish, or how they cause subtle issues with the fish so they're not acting normally in their environment. So I study the olfactory system, so I study how fish smell.
That doesn't sound like a really glamorous job, but I know what you mean. How the fish themselves actually smell, how they smell.
Yes.
It's amazing, isn't it? I don't think a lot of people don't realize probably when something as simple as destroying a piece of coral how that can actually have an effect on the life underwater, and it's a chain reaction. When something can't feed, then something else loses a food chain sort of thing, right? And you can wipe out an entire species. Or the other thing about is, do you do any studies along the lines of when other fish come into an environment where they don't necessarily really belong, and how that, like is it the lamprey or something like that?
Invasive species.
Invasive species. Do you guys do that kind of study too?
Well, we aren't working on it right now, but one of our colleagues, Dr. Imrie, is working on sea lamprey control.
Wow, it's kind of cool how you were both inspired by professors, by teachers, educators. I guess that's something that you probably aspire to as well.
Right.
Has the way that you learned affect the way that you teach?
It certainly has. So I try to excite my students to both learn in the classroom but also outside the classroom. So I have a big lab with lots of students who either work or volunteer with me to get experience working in the field. So I just came from Hiawatha, where I'm working with my students, and they're out there tracking birds around, trying to find their nests and discover things about their singing behavior.
Singing, that is so cool. Okay, so, and what about you? What's your line of work? Somebody with your credentials, you're obviously a professor right now, but there's obviously other work that would be available to you had you chosen a different route rather than being in the education. What kinds of work could you be doing with your multiple degrees?
Well, there's a lot of government work. There's a lot of people who do aquatic ecotoxicology from within the government. There's some really excellent centers within Ontario and Canada. Right. There's some industrial need for aquatic ecotoxicologists, because they have to regulate what is being discharged to make sure that there's nothing going in the environment that's going to be bad. And then consulting companies. There's a lot of I have a lot of colleagues who have made their own consulting firms where there's some sort of issue they're being asked to address.
Well, it's a huge issue right now. I mean, unless you're Donald Trump, it's a huge issue about what's going on in the world, and we're realizing more and more that we've got to make some serious changes. So the students that are coming to you, are they highly motivated? I mean, are they excited? Are they concerned? What would you say is the general feeling of the youth that you're encountering?
Most of them are quite motivated and concerned. Some of them start out kind of unsure what their interests are, but through different experiences they get in our program, they end up highly motivated by the end if they didn't come in that way.
Let's talk a little bit about the program and what sort of fields of study are involved.
Okay, so environmental science is a multidisciplinary field. So we have biology, we have chemistry, we have environmental science, geography, geology, and of course courses in the humanities and social sciences as well. So students take a broad mix of courses that relate to environmental science during their degree.
And then as they follow their course of study, they can decide if they want to go one branch or the other, correct?
Exactly.
Is that sort of how it works usually?
Yeah, so they
discover a passion somewhere along the way, hopefully?
Exactly. So there's lots of courses that they can take, that they can choose in an area, but then there's a core of courses that you really need to be a good environmental scientist that all the students take. And of course, one of the key components of our program is that there's lots of opportunity for experiential learning. So we have labs.
Very hands-on.
Right. So there's lab components in almost all of the classes where the students get to go out, often outside, but also work in the lab using equipment they would use as an environmental scientist. And then we have internship courses where students actually get work experience during their degree.
Now, Bill, you've gone through many different educational institutions. Can you name just a few that you've either studied at or worked at?
Yeah, I started off at University of Waterloo, and then I went to Algoma, and then Laurentian, and then I got a second degree at Laurentian, and I worked at Nipissing for a while, and then I did my PhD at Lakehead, and then a postdoc at University of Lethbridge, and then I was a professor for a little while at Brandon University, and then Trent University now.
So you were out west for a while there?
Yes.
So, Ontario, Manitoba, I want to ask you then, after having been all around as you have, and now you're back home again, I remember when I was growing up, I'm a lot older than the two of you, however, I remember that it was almost, if you stayed in Sault Ste. Marie to go to either Sault College or Algoma University, that was too bad. You really needed to leave the city to get a good education. That has changed so much, and I'm so glad to hear that. What do you feel after all of your working in all those other places? Where would you say we rate in Sault Ste. Marie at Algoma University?
Near the top. It's when I came here in September, one thing that really impressed me was the quality of students we have here.
Yes.
And the desire of the students to learn and work in the lab. it's about as high level as I've seen anywhere else.
That's great to hear.
I've been ecstatic with the students, to be honest.
That's so great. And now, Jen, same thing. I mean, you came from Nova Scotia, you came to Ontario. What's your take on it? You've been here for 9? How many years?
9 years.
9 years. What do you think? I mean, obviously you like it.
I love it. I think Algoma University is a great place to teach, and it's a great place to be a student. We get to know our students well, and we get to give them lots of great opportunities to get experience working with us.
And I can imagine a program like environmental sciences. Look where we're located. I mean, isn't this an amazing location to be able to take students out and work in the field?
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better.
Couldn't ask for better. Well, I couldn't ask for better guests, as a matter of fact. Jen and Bill, you've done very well at representing Algoma University in the Environmental Sciences program. Thank you for joining us. It is Canadian Environmental Week. Ladies and gentlemen, please be kind to the environment, reduce, reuse, recycle, and do all those other wonderful things that we can do to help keep us naturally gifted, although I think that's changed now. We'll be back with more. Come back anytime.
Thanks.
Send some students. I'd love to hear more about what they're going through at Algoma U, and tell Azima Vesna I said hello. We'll be back right after this.
I love women. I love older women, professional women, stay-at-home moms. I love how women put the family first. I love how you're so concerned that I'll get to your husband. You have no idea that I'm coming after you.
Make death wait. Please donate to fund life-giving research, because heart disease and stroke is the #1 killer of women.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
Enjoyed the show today, and we're looking forward to Wellness Wednesday tomorrow. What are you going to do for the rest of the day? Read some more news? Find some more news?
Yeah, I'm going to do some more news, and I'm going to say a huge thank you to KC Security for sponsoring the morning show for us. We certainly appreciate it so much.
See you tomorrow. I'm off to do some on-location stuff and get some interviews from some interesting people for later in the week.
That sounds awesome.
We'll see you
for Wellness Wednesday tomorrow. That's all day. The show's only the morning, but it's all day Wellness Wednesday. See you then.
Thank you.